Today on Oregon Sports, Oregon football debuts its roster for next season during the annual spring game, with fans giving back to the Eugene community.
A former Duck is named Sixth Man of the Year for the 2025 NBA season, and we see some familiar faces join the stage at the NFL Draft.
We recap the latest in U athletics from across the fairway to across the diamond.
And Tracktown USA lives up to its name for the Eugene Marathon. Good morning and welcome to Oregon News. I'm Eli Thomas.
And I'm Cameron Salinas.
Football in April? That's right, the annual Oregon Spring Game was this past Saturday.
It was a beautiful day with a lot more sun than fans are used to seeing in those chilly winter games in Autzen.
The football team was split up into the Fighting Ducks in white and the Combat Ducks wearing black. Despite the game being essentially a glorified scrimmage, so many Duck fans showed up that the game felt like there was something on the line. There were plenty of highlight plays from the young playmakers on the Ducks, like this from Jerion Dickey. That one will get the crowd going. Junior running back Jaden Lamar got the scoring started for the Fighting Ducks with a 31-yard house call where he didn't even get touched. Lamar finished with 48 yards on 5 carries.
A little later, Kenyon Sadiq definitely took the title of the craziest play of the game with this ridiculous hurdle. For most of the game, the defenses dominated, especially in the trenches. Jerry Mixon was just one of many to get a sack. Aaron Flowers delivered a punishing hit, and both defenses forced turnovers. But
back to Sadiq. The tight end is going into his third year in the program and finished with a game-high 102 yards on Saturday. Quarterback Brock Thomas fed Sadiq all the way down the field, where Jay Harris punched in the touchdown to give the Combat Ducks their first lead of the game at 20-17.
But wait, you thought we were done with Sadiq? One more for the highlight reel. The Combat Ducks' lead didn't last long, though, as redshirt freshman wideout Dylan Gresham made a 56-yard house call late in the fourth to put his team back up.
With the Combat Ducks in desperation mode, Dante Moore floated one up and Aaron Flowers came down with the game-sealing interception to give the Fighting Ducks a 24-20 victory, which you'll see right here. All those Ducks playing on Saturday will hope they're soon eligible for our next segment.
Here at the University of Oregon, students love football, and the NFL Draft starts today. So we're going around campus and asking students what their favorite teams are and what players they want picked for the draft.
Predict this right now. Shedeur Sanders drop into the 21st pick. Steelers.
I would not be mad about Josh Connerly, go Ducks, or another tackle.
A running back like Ashton Genty. Yeah.
Just anyone, Oregon Ducks.
I think go Derek Harmon from Oregon for strengthening that D-line.
I hope we pick up a good receiver, realistically. I mean, we have the trenches built. We have a quarterback. Knowing the Commanders, we make terrible trades halfway through the season. But I just hope we get receivers. That's all I ask.
Eliza Mazursky, Oregon News.
Thanks, Eliza. We'll take a closer look at the draft results later this morning. After the break, Oregon sports reporter Nathan Shinagawa with the results of the Duck versus Beaver showdown at PK Park. We'll be right back.
The life of every child is precious, beyond measure. If you care for a child with a disability and have limited income and resources, help is available. Children with a physical or mental disability or who are blind may qualify for monthly cash payments through the Supplemental Security Income Program, or SSI. The program provides help to meet basic needs for food, clothing, or a place to live, and disability-related needs. It's money that can make a meaningful difference. If you're the parent or caregiver of a child or teenager you think may be eligible, call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213 or visit ssa.gov/SSIkids to learn how to apply today. That's ssa.gov/SSIkids. It's real help for the children. Message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
They say those who can't teach, and they're right. Those who can't ignore a child's burning curiosity about the world. Those who can't allow a single kid to quietly slip through the cracks. Those who can't let children be bullied into feeling like they're worthless. Those who can't allow the great works of literature to collect dust. Those who can't leave history in the past. Those who can't sit idly by when there's a calling to do something that's much more than a job.
More than 150 companies and organizations have added their support for teachers by becoming Teachers Can partners. Add your voice and show your support at teacherscan.org. Because those who can't give up on the future, teach.
Cam, why do you have a broom?
Just getting ready to clean up because Oregon baseball swept the Beavers this weekend.
I should have seen that one coming. But seriously, the Ducks were on fire, taking all 3 games and making a big statement against their in-state rival.
Huge wins, huge bragging rights, and the Ducks are building some serious momentum as they head toward the postseason.
And the Beavers, well, I think they're still trying to figure out what hit them.
Pretty sure they won't want to look at a broom for a little while.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Oregon Sports' Nathan Shinagawa has got the game highlights.
Cam, Eli, you guys smell that? That is the smell of the Beavers baseball program burning up in flames. Welcome to more Oregon Duck Sports. I'm Nathan Shinagawa. Look, as journalists, we're usually supposed to stay non-biased, but we're in Eugene. I don't like the Beavers. I imagine most of our Eugene viewers don't like the Beavers, so I don't really care. And to all our Corvallis Beaver fan viewers, thanks for tuning in, of course, but as a lifelong Ducks fan, I'm sorry. I have to celebrate a little bit. It was rivalry baseball this weekend at PK Park as the 13th ranked Oregon Ducks swept the 3rd ranked Oregon State Beavers in a 3-game non-conference series. Strong pitching performances by Grayson Grinsell, Colin Clark, Jason Wright, and the whole Oregon bullpen became the theme of the weekend as the Ducks limited the Beavers to only 5 runs in 3 games. After a rough start to the month, the Oregon bullpen locked down close save-in wins on Friday and Sunday.
I mean, yeah, it was a great weekend, but I think, you know, it's over, and all we can do is build on it and move on and not let the highs get too high and the lows get too low. So I think that's how we respond on Tuesday.
The Oregon Bats also made quite an appearance at PK Park this weekend. The Ducks scored 20 runs over the weekend, with 13 of them coming in Saturday's 13-1 beatdown. Oregon utilized the long ball during the sweep, hitting 2 home runs on Friday, 4 on Saturday, and 2 on Sunday. But the Ducks did the little things right as well. Oregon stole plenty of bases and executed several sacrifice bunts to push runs across.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a lot easier today with runners in scoring position anyway. And, you know, I took a pitch to get to 2 strikes, and they stole 2nd and 3rd. But those guys trusted me, and I trusted them, so I think it just worked out.
Several Ducks also hit some individual milestones. Oregon 3rd baseman Carter Garrotti made his 100th consecutive start on Friday, and Mason Neville hit a pair of homers, bringing his nation-leading season total to 21. The Ducks' 13-1 win on Saturday was also their biggest win over OSU since 1972.
And you're starting to see guys grow after they failed, and that's the one thing that I think that we're going to point to and continue to try to grow.
The Ducks will play the Beavers one last time in Corvallis on Tuesday, but as far as this series went, the brooms were brought out. That wasn't the only sweep for the Ducks this weekend, though. Number 5 ranked Oregon softball took on the Indiana Hoosiers away. Game 1, Indiana took an early lead, but the Ducks rallied back, winning 10-4. But get this, doing it without a single home run. The Ducks combined for 9 hits on 26 at-bats. Next day, Game 2, again, all Oregon. Top of the first, and the Ducks jump out to an early 5-0 lead and add 3 more runs in the 4th. Then, top of the 6th, Riley McCoy breaks the school's freshman home run record, adding salt to the wound. Ducks win 9-1. And finally, Game 3 yesterday. Ducks again dominating the early frames. 4-0 going into the 3rd. The Hoosiers answered back late in the 6th, but it's too little too late. Ducks softball also bringing out the brooms, winning Game 3 9-7.
I mean, a sweep is always so fun. I mean, we love sweeping, and coming to a tough environment like this, it was really important that we just stayed focused, and everyone did their job, everyone took strain from one another, so it was a complete team win.
Let me see that thing. A clean sweep across the diamonds always feels great.
But not every team had the same luck this weekend. For more on that, back to Nathan.
In the NCATA championship, the number 2 ranked Oregon Ducks found themselves in a rematch, a 3-time rematch, with the number 1 ranked Baylor Bears team that just won the last 9. Yeah, you heard that right. 9 national championships. The Ducks managed to keep it close throughout the meet. However, the Bears won 14 of the 19 heats, going into a close team event with a 2.1-point lead. The Bears officially pulled away, earning a 94.190 score against the Ducks' 86.630. The Bears won 287.795 to 283.205 and won the NCATA championship for the 10th time in a row. Now, if you didn't know, we like golf here in the studio. So you can imagine the disappointment after the Ducks also fell just short over on the green in the Big Ten Championship. Going into the final round of the tournament, the Ducks were 2 under and in second place. But when the final shot sank, it was the UCLA Bruins that took home the title win with a grand score of 842 and 2 over. Meanwhile, the Ducks finished in 4th place with an 855, 13 over. Grayson Leach was the Ducks' individual leader, finishing 2nd place and 4 under par.
What a week for Oregon athletics. Thank you, Nathan, for the recap. After the break, Oregon sports reporter Sofia Rodriguez-Baquero gives us an inside look on what it takes to run the Eugene Marathon.
Want to get out of just about anything? Use the environment excuse.
Dear housemates, due to the environmental impact of food waste, I'm eating all your leftovers. You're welcome.
Is that my shirt and pants and shoes?
I mean, I'm literally saving the environment.
Ooh, what's this about?
I'm just doing my part for the environment.
What did the sushi say to the bee? Wasabi!
Gotta love an open mic carpool.
Less cars, more jokes!
Is that Mima's punch bowl?
We use way too much plastic. Think of the planet. Who's the best princess?
The environment is the best excuse. Find an out and opt in to save the Earth. Just scan this code.
The life of every child is precious beyond measure. If you care for a child with a disability and have limited income and resources, help is available. Children with a physical or mental disability or who are blind may qualify for monthly cash payments through the Supplemental Security Income Program, or SSI. The program provides help to meet basic needs for food, clothing, or a place to live, and disability-related needs. It's money that can make a meaningful difference. If you're the parent or caregiver of a child or teenager you think may be eligible, call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213 or visit ssa.gov/SSIkids to learn how to apply today. That's ssa.gov/SSIkids. It's real help for the children. Message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Here in Tracktown, USA, there's no shortage of runners on the street. This weekend, locals weren't the only ones blazing the trails. Oregon News reporter Sofia Rodriguez-Baquero shares one family's reason to run.
This weekend at the 18th annual Eugene Marathon, over 14,000 racers, everywhere from amateurs to pro athletes, gathered at Hayward Field to run.
3, 2, 1.
Here's a closer look at what the race meant for one family.
I always had this vision as I was running that I would at some point run with my kids. But most of my life and most of their lives, they never really kind of took me up on it. And so this training actually kind of touched into that one place that I always wanted to be, to run with one of my kids. And so we actually did that. And then when Lynette joined the party too, it became, it was almost like a dream fulfilled.
Steve Long is an ultramarathoner based in El Dorado Hills, California. He's run races up to 100 kilometers, but this weekend marked his first event with one of his kids.
I didn't do much running in college. And then after graduating, kind of in a post-grad quarter-life crisis moment, I was like, I need something to work on or something to do.
Sydney's goal became running the Eugene Half Marathon.
And then he took it and ran with it, and no pun intended.
Sydney and Steve finished the race with a chip time of 2 hours and 11 minutes.
I just wanted to be a part of it as well, watching him do his kind of bucket list OCC race, seeing him cross the finish line with people from all over the world. I just read that this race is drawing people from all over the world. I'm so excited to be a part of that, to actually say, hey, I did this too.
And Lynette did just that, jumping through the finish line at 2 hours and 42 minutes.
And it was I had so much fun. And running with him was, it just felt like another training partner, but just with thousands more people.
Yeah.
Just hours after completing her first half marathon, Sydney's already searching for the next race. For Oregon News, Sofia Rodriguez-Baquero.
Wow, thank you, Sophia. The marathon always gets me so emotional. Anyone else have to start training for next year? No? Okay. Coming up, we're going to step out of Eugene and visit the big leagues and maybe see some familiar faces along the way.
They say those who can't teach, and they're right. Those who can't ignore a child's burning curiosity about the world. Those who can't allow a single kid to quietly slip through the cracks. Those who can't let children be bullied into feeling like they're worthless. Those who can't allow the great works of literature to collect dust. Those who can't leave history in the past. Those who can't sit idly by when there's a calling to do something that's much more than a job.
More than 150 companies and organizations have added their support for teachers by becoming Teachers Can Partners. Add your voice and show your support at teacherscan.org. Because those who can't give up on the future, teach.
Want to get out of just about anything? Use the environment excuse.
Dear housemates, due to the environmental impact of food waste, I'm eating all your leftovers. You're welcome.
Is that my shirt and pants and shoes?
I mean, I'm literally saving the environment.
Ooh, what's this about?
I'm just doing my part for the environment.
What did the sushi say to the bee? Wasabi!
Gotta love an open mic carpool.
Less cars, more jokes!
Is that Mima's punch bowl?
We use way too much plastic. Think of the planet.
Who is the best princess?
The environment is the best excuse. Find an out and opt in to save the Earth. Just scan this code.
Welcome back to Oregon Sports. As college sports seasons wind down, athletes are starting to think about what the next step in their career might be. Eli, I think you've got more for us on that topic.
Thanks, Eli. And yes, I do. The NFL draft was this past weekend, and a lot of Oregon Ducks saw their dreams come true. Derek Harmon was the first Duck to hear his name called, going to the Pittsburgh Steelers with the 21st pick. This is now the 6th straight year Oregon has produced a first-rounder. Harmon will join T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward on a dominant Steelers defensive line. And then less than 10 picks later, another Duck off the board. This time, Josh Connerly Jr. goes to the Washington Commanders. Dan Lanning was in attendance as Connerly, one of Lanning's first recruits, celebrated the special moment with his family. The first time Oregon has had multiple first-round picks since 2015, but the Ducks weren't done there. On Friday, 4 more Ducks drafted in rounds 2 and 3. Terrence Ferguson goes to the Los Angeles Rams with the 14th pick of the second round. Ferguson finished his career as Oregon's all-time tight end leader in catches and receiving touchdowns. Jordan Burch goes to the Arizona Cardinals in round 3, 11.5 sacks for Burch in his 2 years after transferring to Oregon. And another former transfer, Jamari Caldwell, joins Justin Herbert and the Chargers after being taken with the 86th overall pick. And Dillon Gabriel, the Heisman finalist and Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year, he heads to Cleveland at pick 94. Gabriel will have to compete for a starting opportunity in a crowded QB room that includes Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, and Shedeur Sanders, who the Browns also drafted later in the 5th round. On day 3, the draft picks just kept coming. Jordan James, over 1,200 rushing yards and 15 touchdowns a year ago. He'll stay out west with the San Francisco 49ers. Jeffrey Bassa, one of the leaders on Oregon's defense, heads to Kansas City to play for the Chiefs. Offensive lineman Johnny Cornelius goes in round 6 to the Cowboys, and Tez Johnson goes to Tampa Bay in the 7th round after 2 years with the Ducks, where he broke Oregon's single-season catch record. 10 Ducks drafted in total. That's a new program record.
Setting a program record for guys being able to drafted to get drafted in the NFL this year. You know, every year our draft picks have gone up since we've been here, and that's really credit to those players that have worked extremely hard, getting an opportunity to live out their dream. Really excited for them and really grateful for everything they did for Oregon.
Lots of Ducks turning pro as another former Duck is turning heads over in the NBA.
Former Oregon Duck and current Boston Celtic Peyton Pritchard was announced as the NBA's 6th Man of the Year on Thursday. Pritchard was a Naismith Trophy finalist and first-team All-American while he was at Oregon. He was drafted 26th overall in 2020, and his role has steadily increased year over year. This year, he played 28 minutes a game and led the NBA in points and plus-minus among players coming off the bench. He also set a new NBA record with 246 three-pointers in games where he did not start. Eli Kuhn has more on Pritchard's Celtics and all the other NBA playoff teams.
Thanks, Eli. The Celtics up 2-1 against the Magic in Orlando. Paolo Banchero trying to lead his young team past the defending champs. Spinning by Jason Tatum, finishes with the left. Banchero averaging 32 points a game this series and added 31 on Sunday. But Jason Tatum, no stranger to big moments. Rises from deep, connects on the three. Then late in the fourth quarter, the fadeaway over Banchero is pure. 37 points for Jason Tatum, and the Celtics take a 3-1 series lead over the Magic. Game 5 in Boston on Tuesday. Over in Detroit, the Knicks up 2-1 against the Pistons. Under a minute in the fourth, New York down 2. Karl Anthony Towns, deep three. It's good, and the Knicks lead by 1. Final seconds, Cade Cunningham's go-ahead shot is no good. Ball on the floor. Somehow gets knocked out to the corner into the hands of Tim Hardaway Jr. Lots of contact, but a no call as the clock expires. Pistons coach JB Bickerstaff is irate. He thinks there should have been a foul called on Josh Hart that would have given Detroit the chance to win it. You can see the contact on Hardaway's shooting arm, but no foul called, and the Knicks escape Detroit with a win. Out in Minnesota, the Timberwolves up 2-1 against the Lakers, but a scary moment here. On a loose ball, LeBron James dives and Anthony Edwards in pain on the floor. He would walk it off and stay in the game. And then later in the fourth, Edwards shakes Austin Reeves, drills a three. The ankle looks just fine to me. And then in the final moments, Edwards slips and the ball goes out of bounds off of him, but check out this replay. The refs say LeBron made illegal contact and changed the call to a foul. Edwards makes both free throws. Lakers need a 3 to tie. They get a good look. Reeves in the corner, off back rim, and the Timberwolves hold on to take a commanding series lead against Luka and LeBron. In Milwaukee, Pacers up 2-1 and a scary sight early in Game 4. Damian Lillard goes down. You see him grabbing that left ankle. He would be helped off the court and would not return. And then immediately the Pacers just take all the momentum. Tyrese Halliburton steps back for three. It's good. And then at the end of the third, Halliburton finds Obi Toppin to beat the buzzer. This one was all Indy. Pacers lead the series 3-1 with a chance to win it at home on Tuesday. We were also treated to some high-scoring playoff hockey yesterday. First up, Jets and Blues. Winnipeg up 2-1 in the series, but this one was all St. Louis. Tyler Tucker, the slap shot, finds the back of the net. The first career postseason goal for Tucker, and a 3-goal second period helps the Blues pull away. Early in the third, Robert Thomas gets the puck. It's a great backhand goal as St. Louis dominates. Series tied at 2 games apiece. Game 5 this Wednesday in Winnipeg. Out in New Jersey, the Devils trying to even up their series against the Hurricanes, but just couldn't contain Andrei Svechnikov. A turnaround shot finds the net less than a minute in. Then in the second, played in by Seth Jarvis, and Svechnikov gets his stick on it. Check out the replay. He breaks his stick, but hey, the goal counts all the same. Devils would trim the lead to 2, but with an empty net late in the third, Svechnikov gets the hat trick. Hurricanes head back to Carolina with a 3-1 series lead. Up north of the border in Montreal, Capitals with the 2-1 series lead over the Canadiens. Less than 4 minutes into the third tie game, the Capitals find Andrew Mangiapane. Scores, and Washington takes Game 4. Chance to close out the series in D.C. on Wednesday. Edmonton and LA. Oilers looking to even the series, but needed some late game heroics. 30 seconds left. Oilers down 1. Evan Bouchard gives it up, gets it back, and scores. It's all tied up, and we're headed to overtime. Now in OT. Leon Draisaitl to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Dropped in low. Comes out to Draisaitl, and he scores. Oilers complete the comeback and tie the series at 2. Game 5, Wednesday.
The biggest
rivalry in sports had its 260th meeting on Saturday, and no, I'm not talking Oregon State. Barcelona and Real Madrid faced off in the Copa del Rey final in Sevilla.
El Clasico in a cup final. Does it get any better than this? The last time these two teams played, Barcelona won 4-0. So for Real, it meant even more than a typical Clasico does. The two teams struggled to get any significant chances, but in the 28th minute, Lamine Yamal lays it off for Pedri, who absolutely rockets one into the top corner to give Barca a 1-0 lead. The game stayed 1-0 until the 70th minute when Kylian Mbappe caught the goalkeeper sleeping for an equalizer. Only 5 minutes later, Arda Güler with a perfect corner that finds the head of Aurelien Tchouameni to give Real the lead. In the 84th minute, Lamine Yamal plays a perfectly weighted through ball that tempts Thibaut Courtois into coming out, and Ferran Torres is able to go right around him. The game would go to extra time, where an unlikely hero in Jules Koundé scored the winner, and just look at the scenes.
Real Madrid have struggled to live up to the lofty expectations that resulted from getting Mbappe. With a -3 goal differential in the last 8 matches, things are getting worse rather than better. Now, La Liga is Real's only hope for a trophy this year.
For Barcelona, it's been no Robert Lewandowski, no problem. That's 2 trophies in Hansi Flick's first year, and they're in great position to pick up 1 or 2 more, given they're in first place in La Liga and in the Champions League semifinals.
On Sunday, Liverpool won the Premier League. It only took Arne Slot 1 year to take Liverpool to the top of the mountain, and 2-year contract extensions for Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool will likely be the next favorites to win next year as well.
Because there are 4 games left, Liverpool's opponents will perform a guard of honor for the remaining games, meaning they will be on either side of the Liverpool players when they walk onto the pitch. Kind of like the parents do after youth soccer games. You ever play soccer, Cam?
No, not a soccer girl.
It's very American of you. Stick around, because after the break, Wynn will hear how the spring game is making a difference across Lane County.
The life of every child is precious beyond measure. If you care for a child with a disability and have limited income and resources, help is available. Children with a physical or mental disability or who are blind may qualify for monthly cash payments through the Supplemental Security Income Program, or SSI. The program provides help to meet basic needs for food, clothing, or a place to live, and disability-related needs. It's money that can make a meaningful difference. If you're the parent or caregiver of a child or teenager you think may be eligible, call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213 or visit ssa.gov/SSIkids to learn how to apply today. That's ssa.gov/SSIkids. It's real help for the children. Message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
They say those who can't teach, and they're right. Those who can't ignore a child's burning curiosity about the world. Those who can't allow a single kid to quietly slip through the cracks. Those who can't let children be bullied into feeling like they're worthless. Those who can't allow the great works of literature to collect dust. Those who can't leave history in the past. Those who can't sit idly by when there's a calling to do something that's much more than a job.
More than 150 companies and organizations have added their support for teachers by becoming Teachers Can Partners. Add your voice and show your support at teacherscan.org. Because those who can't give up on the future, teach.
The University of Oregon Spring Game offers more than just football and festivities. It provides fans with a chance to give back to the community.
This year, the Duck football team partnered with Food for Lane County to combat hunger. Fans who donated non-perishable food or funds were granted free admission to the spring scrimmage, continuing a tradition that began in 2004. This collaboration not only celebrates the spirit of the game, but also encourages everyone to join in the fight against food insecurity. Food for Lane County is seeing strong community support following University of Oregon Spring Game.
The organization reports collecting nearly 23,000 pounds of non-perishable food so far, with organizers expecting final donations to be counted by Monday morning.
In addition to food donations, more than $7,700 has been raised, and online donation pages remain open for continued contributions.
Non-perishable items such as canned goods, pasta, rice, and peanut butter will be distributed to those in need across Lane County.
We serve about 80,000 people in Lane County, and we know that we are not reaching everybody who qualifies or needs food. Those are just the people that are seeking help from us.
If you weren't able to attend the University of Oregon spring game but still want to help, you can support Food for Lane County through the upcoming 2025 Stamp Out Hunger Drive.
On Saturday, May 10th, letter carriers in Lane County will be collecting donations of non-perishable food items. Simply leave your donation by the mailbox and your carrier will deliver to a local food pantry.
If you'd like to donate or learn more, visit foodforlanecounty.org. That's all for today on Oregon Sports. From spring football to the playoff push and everything in between, we'll keep bringing you the best in sports coverage.
I'm Cameron Salinas.
And I'm Eli Thomas. Thanks for watching and tune in next week for more Oregon Sports.